don't know why this camera is so zoomed in on me right now. Anyways, I promised myself that this would be the week that I got back into vlogging, so that's what I'm gonna do. And we're gonna start this off on a rant, because why not? While I open some packages. I just did my taxes. Yes, I waited until the absolute last day because in March, I reached out to a CPA who specifically does taxes for content creators because I paid in so much money to the IRS last year that I didn't want to do that again, and I thought that that was my big issue. That being said, if anyone wants to know, I got flossers from Amazon. And so I just went to like a normal CPA after that because this person wanted $4,000 to do my taxes, and I laughed and was like, yeah, you're crazy. I don't make enough money for that, and even if I did, that's still absolutely insane. So I went to a normal CPA, and now I'm freaking out because I got a return, and dish soap. I got a return for my taxes, which feels like not right. I've literally never gotten a return for my taxes ever. But she was saying that because I had such a large loss between what I spent and what I made, and if you do that for 3 years, like the IRS can see it as like you, I guess, like trying to write off your hobbies, which like this obviously is not a hobby for me. Like I'm only able to like afford to do things because, I don't know if this video is going to go out before or after this happens, probably after, but my period simulator for the morning show is here, so I need to put that in my work bag. But like I guess that if you make less than you spend for your business 3 years in a row, the IRS can investigate you for like just saying, Jackson Jeffrey, get out of the trash for the 3rd time. Can you guys tell that I'm overstimulated? I think I'm about to start PMSing. But so now I'm like, did I do this wrong? Like I don't feel like I should get a return because I've never gotten a return. I paid in last year, but I still like claimed that I spent more than I made because I did. Like that's why I work all of the jobs that I do, is because I like make all of this stuff on social, and getting started like on social when you don't have millions of followers costs money. So I'm like, is the IRS gonna come for me? Did I do this wrong? Like, the IRS is so scary. I don't understand why. Like, you know what I owe. Why can't you just send me a bill? Why is it, I'm bad at math. Just tell me what I owe. Like, you already know. You just want, I don't understand. Whatever. So now I'm stressed out about that. Jackson's on some fuck shit. And then I also got some stuff to do my nails because I need to. But I broke, not flipping you guys off, but I broke, I don't know if you can see this. I like ripped this specific nail in half on accident, so I've got to wait a while to do that. And then I opened this from Truvani just a second ago before I turned my camera on, which is so exciting because I've seen these on their socials. I think that it's like a protein lemonade, so I'm gonna try that for the YouTube fam. And then I'll probably drink one on Instagram as well. But my resolution is to genuinely get back into YouTube because I've always wanted to do it, and I don't know, I've let other things take priority, and I shouldn't have because I am such a YouTube girly. So, all right, this, oh, they came out with a bar. Wait. Oh, it's protein powder. Oh, it's lemon cookie. Okay. I thought that this was like a protein lemonade situation, but I guess that it's just a lemon protein powder. Let's see what the vibe is with this. The merch looks very Masters. Oh, she does have, okay, she does have this in like a, oh, look at all these recipes. Can you see this? Like actual like drinks, like a lemon spritz. 1 scoop of Truvani lemon cookie protein, 2.5 cups of sparkling water. I don't think I have any sparkling water. I don't. But I could run downstairs and get some. A strawberry lemonade smoothie. Would it be insane of me if I just put this in a water? I think I'm gonna do that. put it in my Truvani shaker. I feel like you definitely need ice in something like this. This is the packaging. All this in here is organic pea protein, organic lemon extract, organic vanilla, organic MCT oil, organic pumpkin seed, organic monk fruit, organic chia seed protein. Let me take a quick little flick of this for IG. Because I think that that's what I'm supposed to do. Oh, what I was gonna say is that if you have a small business or you spend more on your business than you make or like whatever, let me know the vibes because your girl's a little stressed. Maybe I do get it, I don't know. I don't know. The world is so weird and scary. And so is this. I'm like, I'm a good girl. I like hate doing things wrong and I hate disappointing people. So like whenever things like this happen, I just like beat myself up about it and I don't know why. Like I guess probably because I could go to jail, but like not on purpose. This smells good. And it like doesn't look freaky. I love lemon. I'm a Floridian. I lived on a mangrove for a while when I was a kid. Like anything citrus is my jam. Even like lemon desserts are my preference over like something chocolate. Okay. I think that was enough. Okay. Definitely don't just put it in water. I'll say that. Maybe I'll try and make the muffins. What do I need for this? I have all of the things to make the muffins, so I'm gonna do that on Instagram because unfortunately, this is not the vibe for me. That being said, the chocolate and vanilla powders that they have are delicious. The strawberry one is okay if you like strawberry. I'm not a huge strawberry fan. I do love the the protein bars. I would die for these things though. Like, yes. Okay. He just went for a walk and has been an absolute menace all day today. But I have 9,000 things to do for work, so I'll check in later. Maybe when I'm making dinner or something. I have a disaster of an apartment now that I opened all these packages. I need to take the trash out because he's figured out how to open the robot trash can. So it can't get more than like 3/4 of the way full now or it's Jackson season in this bitch. So, okay. Goodbye. Okay, so I had a little bit of a crash out yesterday and I now need to clean my apartment. I've been working from bed all morning. It's finally the afternoon and I need to clean my apartment, aka my kitchen, so that I can make something to eat. But I finally stopped crying and I'm kind of ready. Hi, buddy. I'm kind of ready to talk about something that I have been going through for the last year. I thought about like talking about it on Instagram because it would probably reach a broader audience there and it's, I think, an important message to send. I try super hard to like not to play the victim outside of like situations where like it's very clearly anti-women in sports type of situation. But, and I, like I said, I haven't talked about this like super publicly, but I'm just kind of like ready to get it off of my chest. But last year I moved rather suddenly, which I think I have talked about. But the reason was that I had a bit of a stalking situation where a man had been messaging me online saying things to me in my DMs, and just kind of like weird things. And I am very much a proponent of like being safe online and not oversharing, you know, your location or where you frequent or like things like that. Like there's certain things that you can't hide when you work with brands or things like that. But for the most part, like I don't share my neighborhood, I don't share where I live, I don't talk about it online, anything like that. And this situation just kind of goes to prove that it doesn't really matter how private you are on the internet. There are always ways around that. And there was a fan of my station who had been messaging me for a while and eventually found out that he just so happened to be my FedEx driver. And he got to a point where he was DMing me, telling me he was coming to my house and that he wanted to meet me and that we should go do things together. And eventually it moved on to him threatening my car and him saying he wasn't going to deliver my mail until he could go through my phone. And just really strange things like that. And then one day he got my phone number and texted me from his personal device after he had been messaging me online for months, hanging around my property, ringing my doorbell multiple times. And it's very difficult to get a restraining order. I will say that. And it honestly shouldn't be. I get why it has to be. But it shouldn't take 3 instances, or in my case, 3 instances of this man being in my presence and harassing me without having a reason to be there. And because of his job and because he worked for FedEx, he had a reason to be on my property. And it wasn't to a point where I could really escalate it to FedEx because I was scared of his retaliation. But after he got my phone number out of their system and texted me from his personal device, and the only reason that I knew this was because with the Apple update, it will show like someone's photo and be like maybe so-and-so. And it showed up as him, the person who'd been messaging me and who I knew he was texting me from their personal device, trying to get me to come downstairs to see him, saying that I needed to sign for a package that I didn't need a signature for. Oh, my camera's gonna die again. And so that was kind of finally like my moment where I was like, okay, I can go to the police with this. So I called 911, they came, I showed them all the evidence that I had of what he had been saying to me in my phone, and they told me that I needed to go to the court right then and there and file for a temporary restraining order and a date for a permanent one. And so I did that, I was granted it, I went to court, and it was a super crazy experience. He literally lied to the courtroom, but I obviously had all my evidence, so it didn't even matter. He said that he had delivered something to me at work when I work in a town super far from where I live in, so that just didn't make any sense. He was just trying to get off of the case. And so my order was granted for a year, and then yesterday I went to renew it, which according to the courts then, it was supposed to be a super easy process to renew. And I had a new judge, and my representation wasn't there. And I went in and pleaded my case, saying that I don't think that someone who very clearly was obsessed with me and had threatened me should be allowed to be in my presence, because I am at events all the time that are publicly broadcast where I'm going to be and when to all of New England and blah, blah, blah. And basically I was told because he didn't violate his restraining order in the last year, and because I'm a public figure and I should expect these things to happen to me, which isn't verbatim what was said, but it was the point that was brought up over and over and over again while trying to renew this, that they weren't going to renew it. And I asked how that renewing it would infringe on him, and they said it would infringe on his justice, liberty, and freedom. And personally, when you threaten someone and stalk someone, I don't think that you have the right to freedom after that. But so here we are. My restraining order was terminated against someone who I think is very clearly obsessed with me and has been scary towards me about it. And it's scary and it's hard. And I think that when I was in court last year, I was with a bunch of women who were filing for restraining orders against their husbands and the children of their father. So I recognize that I'm super privileged to even be in the situation that I'm in comparison. And it was great to see that those girls showed up again yesterday to continue to try and protect themselves and their kids. And I'm glad that their orders were all granted. But it just goes to show that we wonder why these guys always get off the hook or nothing was done or anything like that. And honestly, this is how. So, I feel like I'm living in fear and I'm trying not to, and I'm sure that I'll get used to it, but it's definitely just a fear of retaliation at this point,
or anything like that. So that is something that I definitely have been dealing with this week mentally. So I just kind of wanted to share my story and say that as grateful as I am to make content online and be able to make money doing this, sometimes doesn't matter how safe you are. It's scary. So I didn't mean to turn this video into that full crash out, completely over. I'm gonna go clean my apartment. Maybe I'll film some of that and make some dinner. I'm actually going to make some lunch because I'm going to dinner with my co-host's wife later. So, okay, that's all I've got for you. I hope some woman out there can relate to that. And if not, this was my free venting therapy session. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. This vlog is literally just going to be me in the kitchen crashing out and then me back in the kitchen. But you know what? That's fine. I made my lunch and it was a little too salty, but I made 2 portions. I just made some steak tips and some zucchini. So I will probably try and mix this with like some quinoa or something tomorrow and put honey on it to make it less salty. What I was gonna say is that if you don't let your leftovers cool down before you put them in the fridge, you should be, because that's how they grow mold. So I wanted to hop on here and say that. But I've talked about my go-to protein shake. Somebody just G-chat me. Constantly on my Instagram, but I've never talked about it on here because I haven't made a video in forever. That being said, I have a banana in here. I'm gonna do a serving size of this Vital Proteins collagen, my favorite Chobani protein powder, and then a little bit of this like PB2 just to give it like a chocolate peanut butter banana vibe, because I'm not eating dinner until like 9 o'clock tonight, so I kind of need to like eat something because it's almost 5, but something like lighter. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use whole milk. I used to use like the plant milk situation, but that is just not my vibe anymore. And it's honestly probably gonna be half milk, half water. I'm gonna be totally transparent there. So that is going to be my hangover till dinner situation, but I thought I would share. That's what I'm going to make. Yeah, that's all I got for right now. Let's open my mail. I shopped the Sephora sale because it's just one of those things where I try to stock up when things are on sale, things that I know that I'm going to use just like everybody else. So I'm going to show you guys what my repurchases are. And I also have a package from Anthropologie and a package from J. Crew. I had some exchange money that I needed to use, so I just repurposed it into a couple other purchases that hopefully will work out for me. And I'm going to try and not put my address on the internet, as I was just talking about internet safety. Fully crash out recovered. Thanks for asking. Okay, so these are all certified Kendra Middleton staples. These are all repurchases, nothing new here. I said in one of my Instagram videos that I would eventually repurchase the Merit Vitamin C serum, which I did. I actually really, really loved this more than I thought I would. Very interesting, Bob. Yes. Do you want to be beautiful? Yeah, you want to be beautiful? So sorry, that was just such a moment. So I did repurchase this. You guys know that the Living Proof dry shampoo is my end all be all. This is everything to me. I have this in my hair right now. I think that this one's scented. Damn, I wish I would have bought a second one. Period. But yeah, I've gone through countless amounts of the Living Proof dry shampoo, and if I'm not mistaken, at least it was this way, I believe, in 2021. I doubt it's this way anymore, but back in, oh, my camera's gonna die again. I'm gonna plug it in. But back in 2021, I believe that Living Proof was the only female-owned beauty-based brand in Boston. I don't know if they still are, but I always I love their products, but I try to support them for that reason. Obviously, they're like a huge company now, but I just think that that's super special. I'm gonna plug my camera in, please hold. Okay, anyways, we're charging. So I really like to kind of, obviously you guys know that I love to support a woman-owned business, but especially one in Boston. I'm not sure if it's the only one anymore, but it is a woman-owned business in Boston. Next, I really love the kind of trend where people are it used to be like the drunk elephant drops in with your moisturizer to give you a little bit of a tan. I prefer Say, just because I like that they don't test on animals and all of those types of things. I think that they're a little bit more friendly. And I do believe that their products are recyclable, if I'm not mistaken, or like are made of recycled products. I'm not sure. But I love the Say Dewy Drops. Why am I so out of breath right now? Am I okay? Hello? So I did repurchase these just because I'm almost out and my travel version's almost out. I should have purchased another one because I'm going to Mexico, but I didn't think about purchasing a smaller one. So this is what we're rocking with. My couch is a disaster thanks to someone in this apartment not named Kendra. Thinking ahead of my Mexico trip, I bought a full size and a mini of the Oat Cleansing Balm. I feel like every time I do a Sephora haul, one of these is in here because it's just simply the best. Cheap, decent ingredients. I like this brand. I don't know if they test on animals or not. That's one thing that I really want to change this year. I actually should start looking at that with like more of my products. I don't want to buy things that test on animals. It is 2025. We don't need to be doing that anymore. I wish that we could test on like, I don't know, child rapists and murderers, but here we are. Is that too woke of me? I don't know. Is that the opposite of woke? Whatever. That's how I feel. So I did buy that. And then last but not least, my favorite lip gloss in the entire world is the Summer Fridays, like butter lip gloss in cherry. I would die without this. Not really, but like, I think I have 3 of these in my house right now. I lost one of them while I was abroad. It's just simply the best. It's just the best. And there's nothing like the clean, like first. Oh, so good. Oh, it's so good. Do you test on animals? I'll have to look up. No testing on animals. Yes, sir. Okay. And then I always get the fragrance. Did you think I was calling you over here? I always get the fragrance samples just because I like to, what the hell? This one's like empty. What the fuck, YSL? Girl, hold on. Hi, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you over here. That was so rude. Girl, this shit ain't even full. You cheap bastards. Look at this shit. Girl, cheap. Fuck you. What the hell? This shit better be like, it smells like an old lady and you're cheaping out, girl. Bye. Oh my God, did my light just die? What is going on? I just charged you. Did this turn off on its own? Hello? Yeah, it did. Oh my God. Is my house like being haunted right now? Hello? Okay. Minor crisis. Next, I'm going to open this J. Crew package. Once again, not trying to put my address online. This was not a necessary purchase, but like I said, I had, ooh, this looks kind of cheap. Yeah, I hate this material. I don't know if you can like see how cheap this looks. You hear that though. I thought that this was gonna be such a slay, but I hate it. This material, no, this is going back. Sorry, not sorry. Goodbye. I don't even need to, no. It's just, no. And then last but not least, you guys know that I wore my newbie dad shoes to death. They probably have thousands of miles, and that's not an exaggeration on them at this point. So I bought the exact same ones in a different color. I'm not sure if this matches my wardrobe more or less. It's gonna depend how this color looks in person. Okay, yeah, these are Jaguar coated. They don't match my wardrobe as much as the silver and blue ones, but I wear so much Jag garb that like these have to be my shoes for the season. I might not even wear them until then. I saw them and I was like, you're coming home with me. So those are my purchases. This rain jacket is horrendous. I cannot even. It looks leather online. I'm actually offended. Okay, goodbye.